I used to have the life that everybody wanted. I had all the alcohol I wanted, all the marijuana I wanted, any other drug I wanted. I had friends all around. I never paid to get into the club. I never waited in line. Security would literally drag me inside the club, and when I would get in there, a handful of people would be wanting to buy me a beer and go outside and smoke with me. There just came a time in my life when I realized that this was not fulfilling. No matter how good it looks on the outside, and I'll admit, I'm the first one to admit, it was fun. Sin is fun for a season. When I was looking through these videos to find me performing at some of these shows, I got tingles, literally, because when you're on stage and when everybody is chanting your songs and they're doing everything you tell them to do, you tell them to take a drink and they all throw up a bottle and they drink. There's nothing more fulfilling than that except for Christ and what He has to offer you. And I reached a place where I realized that this was a false counterfeit of what Christ has to offer me. He wants to offer me eternal life. And you look at interviews with celebrities and all of them will say the same thing. I have everything anyone could ever ask for in this world. I have all the money in the world. They don't even have to spend their money, because everywhere they go, people say, your money's no good here. Your dinner's on the house. Here's some free clothes. But they do not have peace. They do not have fulfillment. And we're all searching for something in our heart, this empty place in our soul that God put there because He is the only thing that can fill it. And I've had everything, literally everything that this world has to offer. I've had it, I've tasted it, and it's nothing. And New Year's 2013, I surrendered to God and I told Him, I don't want this in my life anymore. I tried to give these things up in my own strength and I failed every single time because I said I was going to cut back. I didn't say I was going to let go. I didn't say I was going to surrender. And if you say you're going to cut back, then you're really holding on. I wanted one foot in the world and one foot in the church, but on New Year's 2013, I fully surrendered to God. I said, I am weak, but you are strong. I give you permission to take this out of my life. I don't want it anymore. Please set me free. You came to set the captives free. And He answered that prayer. He's waiting. He's longing for a prayer like that because He wants to set you free. But God is not a thief, and He will not take anything out of your life that you are cherishing in any kind of way. He's knocking on the door of your heart. He's not bashing in doors. He's waiting on you to give Him the green light. And I did that on New Year's 2013, and I woke up without a single withdrawal, supernatural freedom. I never went a day without a withdrawal. Every day, 30 minutes before I was getting off work, I was nauseous to my stomach until I started drinking my beer. Every day I didn't have my weed. I was irritable, and I spent the whole day looking for it. God doesn't want us to be dependent on chemical substances. He wants us to be dependent upon Him, and that's what happened. Every day after that, I was still tempted because the tempter is still out there, but that gave me a chance to become dependent upon Jesus. Every time I was pumping my gas, there's a glowing beer sign on my face. I said, Lord, give me the strength to not go in there and buy a beer, and I'd get to drive home in victory without a brown bag in my lap. You see, He set me free. God doesn't want to keep anything good from you. Everything that He tries to keep you from is for your own good, for your good, and for the good of humanity around you. You'll never look back and say, I wish I would have got drunk more. I wish I would have got high more. I wish I would have fornicated more. Things that you'll look back on and say, I wish I would have spent more time with my child. I was selfish with my time, and I missed them growing up. I missed those little times when I could have led them the right direction and I could have guided them better. And I'm so thankful that God has blessed me with a wonderful family that I can cherish and spend time with. And I thank God that He has a better future for me, something that I could have never dreamed of. When I surrendered to Him, He opened up doors that I'd never imagined. He put me in ministry, sending me to different states and different countries to speak and share my testimony and share presentations. I never dreamed it in a million years. But I used to be on stage and go place to place and glorify myself and try to get everyone in the crowd drunk. And now I have eternal purpose. God sends me place to place not to glorify myself, but to glorify Him and to tell everyone what He's done in my life and that He can do it in your life. Now I spend my life trying to expand God's kingdom because that has eternal value. It's not just one night of let's get wasted and chase after the lusts of our flesh so that we can wake up in the morning and regret it and restart the cycle over and over again. I want to encourage you today to give everything to God, and I thank God for giving me this power and the strength to do it. And there's been some stumbles along the way, but for the most part it's been 100% sobriety, and I thank God for it. And I love you, and I thank you for listening to this, and I hope you were encouraged in some way. God bless.